near City Hall. We are dying out here. We don't want to be out here, but we are. The police don't find us no place to take it. There's another one from Stout Street, a woman on 22nd and Stout, near the clinic where people have to stay. Police names, they're honking their horns, they're flashing their lights. They just want us to wake up and start moving, and when we didn't start moving as quick as he wanted us to, he started us. I know 2 people who didn't even have warrants who got arrested for not moving fast enough. It's gotten bad. We're not allowed anything under us or over us. A year or 2 ago, we were allowed tents. We were allowed comfortability. We were allowed privacy and some stability, at least a little bit. Now we're not allowed to have blankets underneath us or this one is a man staying in the streets in the Rhino district. This one cop didn't say anything, just started shaking a tent. Then went in there and he drags my tent, he drags it in the paint from where I had it in the grass. He just takes the top off and everything. My homegirl walked up and said, "You can't do that. You're supposed to give a person for and not even go to their property." He was just saying, "I don't care. Y'all not supposed to have a tent here. Y'all not supposed to be in the city limits." So he took my tent. We had nowhere to sleep at night, nowhere to hold with emergency blankets. Thank you.
We have Mike. Did you start day on Mike? Mike Peterson. Next up we have Lane Thompson. Next up we have Jerry Burton. Arnold. Nolan P. Nolan. Lisa Calderon.
I'm Dr. Lisa Calderon, and first of all, let me say I'm in solidarity with all of you. Please keep speaking on behalf of people who can't speak for themselves because they are in survival. I'm actually here representing a committee for city contract and city fairness around issues around fair contracting at the Denver airport. For the past year, we have been meeting with Bill Washington's team and talking with him about the lack of Latino representation on city airport contracts. This actually came to a head when we went out to the new Equity Center, which is beautiful, and some of you were there, but I wondered if you noticed that there was not one Latino who was speaking on that program. There was not one Latino contractor who was highlighted for that contract. There was no conversation about how the community was going to benefit from that Equity Center, and in fact, there was even the contractor who knew Phil Washington, the CEO, for 20 years was the one who got the contract. I had great relationships with Bill Washington to be able to get such a sweet deal. About specifically is the underrepresented contract. Latino-owned firms represent less than 5% of the total construction dollars at DEN, while Latinos make up almost 30% of Denver's population. And so this is limiting our generational wealth and mobility in the Latino community. And by the way, they admit that they do not have good statistics, so we have to do our own. This is one of the problems, that they just don't keep good stats. Low prime contracting opportunity, another issue. And so we have disproportionate barriers to bonding and prior DEN experience. It's hard to get another contract if you haven't had a contract. So this entrenches incumbents and sidelines Latino firms to sub-tier roles. The lack of ethnicity specific reporting. They don't keep good records. They admit they don't keep good records. And so it's hard to hold people accountable when they are not tracking these records. And there's a slow and burdensome process. So what we are proposing is we are reaching out to you all. We're asking you for a meeting. We're asking for a hearing, actually, on the Transportation Committee. We believe that there is a systemic discriminatory pattern in practice in which Latinos are not being given equal opportunities to fairly compete at the something about it and not have this continued, it's who you know, it's because we are losing our
Woo!
Folks, things are pretty messed up around here, right? My shirt says that too. Not too long ago, a staff member at a shelter, a tiny home community, hid a person who assaulted another one for 2 weeks. I go to pay a parking ticket. I have no way to pay cash, right? We have all of these situations where people are being moved, harassed, and this is our tax dollars at work, right? This is what I, as the owner in the city and county of Denver, am supposed to be paying for, right? No, not really. We spent $30 million during George Floyd. I got one of those checks, right? Things are messed up around here, right? We passed the universal, you all passed the universal waste ordinance, formerly known as Waste No More, Act 4, to make sure they're recycling key that come from the haulers if they know what the rules are. Hopefully you all got a copy of the event that I'm hosting on Wednesday. Love to see some of you there. Hope maybe you're sharing it to the constituents, the 20,000 businesses in Denver licensed that have to think about how they change their trash practices. We have a whole society to change, right? Just in the waste. We've been fighting with these dang police officers since they were slave catchers, right? Have body cameras and take their face masks off to be, and the health conditions happen. Close the sanitariums, the people with mental health issues who have them expanded upon because of their homelessness continues to grow. We've been feeding on the city hall for 13 years. It started feeding the program. Now we feed 150 or so a week. I compost. I recycle. I wash my dishes every week. We all got to be doing our part to make this place better. Thank you. This is fucking bullshit.
Evening, Council. Thank you for this opportunity to speak to you. I stand here to celebrate some of the great work that some of the young people in our city are doing. They are working at house ideas that we have done as a city. You were part of some of the initial work with the My Denver card, and just wanted to for that, but also call you to work with us to help expand this across our state into a pilot program so that other communities and other youth across our state can benefit from such programs. I also attention to some of the numbers that I've heard put out there by our mayor and other folks, and I don't want you guys to be fooled by them and it's enough. Sometimes I think it's constant appeasement. When we talk about serving 2,500 youth in 18 to 24 summer, and we talk about serving 5,000 kids in after-school program, I want you to know there's about 90 kids in the city of Denver. And so while we do the work every day, understand that the need is much greater in our city. So I want y'all to dream bigger. I want the mayor to dream bigger. I want there to be more coordination between the city council and Denver Public Schools to actually say, what does it really look like for a city to prioritize our children? There's an African greeting that we always say, well, how are the children, right? And from that answer, it determines to you, how is your city? How is the community? Because if you could answer that everything else is well in the city. And I want to submit to you, mortality, this number's down, this number's down. I'm telling you, people are still in great need in our city, and we can do more. We brilliant people around this dais just systems, who can design just navigation to ensure that we're not happy with less than 5% of kids being served, or just 50% of our kids actually benefiting from the current My Denver card. So we've got to do more as a city, and I believe that we can. I think we've got to have the courage to work in silos and be able to say, hey, we are Denver, and when we talk about the best place to raise kids, the best place to grow up, the best place to learn, the best place to explore their future, we want them to say the 5280, because there's no better city than us. And so I challenge you, push all of you to, one, support young people as they support the bill, House Bill 2016-55, and to look at current utilization of the My Denver card and how we can ensure percent of young people are really benefiting from the put forth in our city. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your leadership. Bless you.
Thank you. And our last speaker for tonight will be Rachel Diebrich. Rachel?
Yes, hello, good afternoon. My name is Rachel. I'm from the neighborhood. I'm here today to address ongoing concerns about the St. Francis Center's operations and the city's role in upholding the Good Neighbor Agreement, or GNA, that was established to protect our community safety and quality of life. As a resident directly impacted by these issues, I've been trying to resolve them through proper channels, but I've received no responses, and I hope speaking here will prompt the dialogue that our neighborhood deserves. Let me start with the commitments made under the Good Neighbor process. Over a year ago, through the facilitation of speech revenue from County Solutions, we established an agreement to facilitate a relationship between St. Francis Center, the city, and neighbors. Although St. Francis declined to sign the GNA,
Rachel, hold on.
Me too.
Okay, go ahead, Rachel.
I'm sorry, do I need to start over?
No. In the room, so you could keep going.
Okay. So let me start with the commitments that were made under the GNA process. Solutions established an agreement to create cooperation between St. Francis, the city, and neighbors. Although St. Francis declined to sign the GNA due to disagreements over wording on future expansions, Steve assured us in writing that it remains functional, that we've been operating it under successfully, and that a complaint process is in place. It includes a clear provisions for communication, especially on changes that could affect community safety. The GNA states that St. Francis and the city of Denver are committed to providing timely information and updates on significant events that impact safety or security. And there is a formal complaint process requiring acknowledgement of concerns within 24 hours. Despite assurances, a key reduction in security occurred without any notification or discussion. This was a critical service that helps maintain safety in our area. I first contacted St. Francis and the city about this in January, and I've multiple times, but no explanation of why security is now in place. Our neighborhood now feels less safe. I got some good faith following the complaint process outlined in the GNA. I emailed concerns in January to Nancy Burke at St. Francis Center, city officials, and others. I received no updates from.
That's my hero right there.
If the GNA is no longer functional, as we were told, or if there's a new point of contact, please tell us. Our neighborhood deserves to know. Unfortunately, this is not an isolated incident. St. Francis's leadership has a history of strained relationships with Curtis Park neighbors, including in our neighborhood. I ask you to please enforce the Good Neighbor Agreement. The City Council, you control the funding, and you could require St. Francis to uphold their responsibilities, and I ask that you do that. Thank you.
Safe or uncomfortable? She's unsafe.
Move, Rachel.
That concludes our public comment.
It's spicy in here.
Comment session. If we do not speak today, please join us next week or submit your comments in writing.
Did you see my shirt?
The next session will be held on Monday, March 9th. Sign up begins at 5 p.m. on
Chantel only has
Thursday,
one
March
out.
5th.
My
We
mistake.
look forward to hearing from you again, and thank you for attending. Council will now reconvene from our earlier session. business and session. There are no proclamations being read this evening. We have one required public hearing and one courtesy public hearing tonight. As a reminder, council members may turn their video on during the vote. For those participating and whom called upon, please come to the podium. On the presentation monitor on the wall, you will see your time counting down. For those participating virtually, called upon, please wait until our meeting host introduces the speakers. When you are promoted, please accept the promotion, turn on your camera if you have one, and your microphone. All speakers should begin their remarks by telling us their name and introduce the president.
Nice hoodie.
I know.
Did you figure it out? Did you finally figure it out? What do you think of my new shirt? I gotta fix the out. I made it just in time to get here and testify. And they did not respond.
It reminds me of that big sign they always show up from the 60s where a guy
Fuck the
says,
draft.
Shit, you shit.
See, I was waiting.
He's wearing, shorts, and he's
Yeah.
got a bare chest, he says shit.
I was hoping they were gonna kick me out of the room
For what?
for wearing the shirt.
And then you just sue them, they got $1 million.
That was the question. Hey, my guy. How you been?
I'm trying, man. That's all I can say.
Yeah, well, do what you can and
While you can.
while you can do it, show them up.
That's what she said. I'm sure, because they shouldn't have to.
What's the press here for?
That was.
Do we know who the news is?
Yeah.
Gee, why is it a liar?
Oh, is this Telemundo? Yeah.
Masks that they voted on.
Nice. Look at the shirt. Isn't it great?
That's hilarious.
I was hoping she was going to kick me out of the room.
Yeah, I know. She would have wanted to.
Not Chantel, but I mean.
I know it was great that it said fucking too while you were speaking. It was like right above the podium.
So they're interviewing about the ice and the masks. All right, folks. Thanks for joining me. Talk to you later.